It's the 80s, and greed is good. Very much Australian history, and certainly Queensland history. We are high on Hamilton Hill in Brisbane, Australia. This site was an amalgamation of 9 lots back in the late 80s by Christopher Skase. So it's come together, it sits under one title now. The 80s was, it was all about sort of immense wealth and creation, and money was free, spirits were free, and visions were big and bold. To try and replace this in today's market would be cost prohibitive at best. The land size itself is about 2,800 square metres, and the property, the residence, sits at about 1,830 square metres under roof. Back in the 80s, it was about $35 million total. I think a lot of people probably made money on the property. Again, when you sort of break down the budget, there's about $8 million just in retaining walls alone, just to create this sort of pad where the residents, the pool, the cabanas, the tennis courts all reside. So it sits sort of perfectly aloft here with just amazing views of Brisbane City and of course the Brisbane River. Opulence at its best. Christopher Skase, built the property. There was one other owner in between, and then we have the current owners, which is Lady Bear, and they've owned the property in the family for about 15 years. They bespoke the property to their liking. Lots of gold, very ornate details. Very different to how Christopher Skase had the property back in the 80s. I think it comes back to the amalgamation of the sites where it sits in a blue ribbon area in Brisbane, arguably some of the most expensive real estate that's on offer in Queensland. The discerning buyer is buying something that's incredibly unique and probably could never be repeated in a piece of Queensland history. I think we all know how it ended. But certainly during Skase's prime, he was a visionary, and he was a creator of some great things, particularly in Queensland. The Mirage down on Surfers Paradise on the Spit, and of course Port Douglas. He just sort of crept away in the wee hours of the night, as it goes, right? Literally packed up a lot of the belongings, put them in ocean containers, and off to Mallorca in Spain. It was too good to be true, and it turned out to be right.